Hello, namaste, everyone. Welcome back to my podcast. Today, I am with a very interesting topic. The guest that I am with is a designer. She is working as an interior designer from past 14 years. Especially, she is director of design, culture, and founder of British Academy of Arts and Design (BAAD) and secretary of Interior Designers Association of Nepal, Idea Nepal as well. So, we are diving into the art of interior design today, and we will uncover the practical tips, common pitfalls, and creative solution of interior designers. And I want to welcome Miss Amrita Shrestha. Thank you so much, Amrita ji, for accepting my invitation, and welcome to my podcast.
Namaste. Thank you so much, Sunita ji, for having me, for inviting me for this very informational podcast.
Yeah.
Hello everyone, I'm Amrita Shrestha. I've been interior designer from 2011, so it's been around 14 years in this field. Like I've literally seen the industry go from scratch to the growth of the whole industry. So it's been quite a journey from people thinking that interior designing is only for the um, higher class or rich people. It has become one of the most commonly used services in Nepal right now. So it's very common. It's where everyone is very interested to use interior design services in their home, in their workplace. Like they just want to include it so that they can have more functional and more aesthetic places. So that's it. And I've been involved in Idea Nepal as well. That is Interior Designers of Nepal. That's full organization which works on the welfare of the young generation of interior designers in our industry. I have recently, it's been 2 years that I have co-founded with few of my interior designer friends, Interior Design Institute, which provides the diploma courses of interior designer. That's it. That's it for now.
One question that I have in my mind when you are talking about that, like what inspired you to become an interior designer?
Was like around when I was like sixth, seventh grade maybe. Then people used to the girls in my classes used to watch the serials and everything else like around eighth standard maybe. So I was never into the serials. I used to watch I travel and living. There used to be travel and living channel, and I was very fond of that channel. Then I used to watch that channel, and there was this show. I can't remember the host right now, but she was the one person. She used to give us a tour of a hotel, travel show, and everything else. So that was one of my inspirations. So during that time, during the growth period, my main thing was I wanted to be like a freelancer, without the 10 to 5 job and etc. And my peak interest was either photography or interior designer. So when I did my plus two and everything, I think it was just this began in Nepal, the whole study and everything. So that's how it went. Like it was my target from the beginning.
Okay, I think you have interest on more about like the freelancer. That's why you are just interested on that, right? So that is really very
Yeah.
yeah, great knowing that you like at that time, right, when you just
Mhm.
graduated, there is like no much people going on that field, right? I think so how
We had when I graduated, I think we had like around 28 people in our class. So within that group of people, like few of my friends are still in the industry, but then from the growth perspective point of view, I've seen the industry grow, right? So the main thing about there's the difference between a decorator and a designer. Decorator is like everybody can be a decorator. You can be a decorator. I can be the decorator, and everyone else can be a decorator. But for the designing part, like we need particular type of study where it's basic to study the technicalities, aesthetic value, like everything. So the whole growth of the industry was it was there, but it was kind of like bank use the interior designer services, and government official were I think they hired the interior designers from India, like for the royal palaces, for government offices, and everything else. From that point of start to this, like I think we have grown quite a lot.
Yeah,
So
I think
yeah.
so. Yeah, of course. Because while seeing on right now, right, for the house as well, when we build the
Mhm.
house, and
Mhm.
now we is hiring the interior designer in the point of like when building the house right now.
Mhm.
Previously, it was
Mhm.
not there, right? So how's that happening in your point of view?
So
How?
yeah. Basically, when I think 10 years back, let's give an example. 10 years back, what happened in Nepal was like we used to go the Wada Karyalaya, the ward office, and there used to be certain procedure that has to be finalized by the civil engineer, right? So civil engineer did the layouts, civil engineer designed the house, no architects were hired, no interior designers were hired. Everything was done by civil engineers. But over the time, what happened is that like basic technicalities, like the positions of the toilet, like Vastu is very common in Nepal since we are Hindu national. So in that way, certain things were out of the order, so that uh, in that way, the this whole profession has evolved, and people are more into hiring the interior designers, hiring the services, so that they can avoid the extra set of works, and to save time and money as well.
Yeah, that is true. Can you remember and want to share the memorable project that you have, like challenge you have got on that project? I want to share anything to the audience.
This is the thing, when designing a space, we need to show the personality of the client, and we have different people have different personalities, right? And they have ones like they have their set of rules, their set of needs, their set of wants, and their set of like thinking, "Ki, I want this at my workplace, or I want this thing at my house." In that way, we have to like sort out the things, and we have to make them understand what is effective, what is usable, and what will give the functionality for the overtime. For example, like if in a room, I had this project like few years back, like yeah, I think it's before COVID, maybe so they had like one flat. It was a very small space, but what they had was like generally typical Newari house has a lot of daiso, and like the gifts. I think they have been married for over 10 years, and those gifts were still packed away, and those gifts were still there. I mean, everything was very like disorganized and cluttered. So my main target was that to organize the whole space in a small space. The main problem would be the storage. The storage is always the problem, right? So I had to create the daughter's room and parents' bedroom. The client was doctor, so I had to like separate the study area for the doctor. So in that way, I had to declutter the whole space and make it more usable and functional and adding the civic value to it, right? So what I did, I took off the whole like partition of the whole area, like it was around maybe 500 square feet, where I had to include like bedroom for the daughter, study area for the daughter, master bed, and study area for the dad, and like homework area and everything else. Like, yeah, I think they had a toddler, like play area for the toddler as well. So it was quite a cluttered area. So that was the challenge. So I had to like give the colors and the storage space. That was quite a challenge for me, and it went quite a success. It went successfully. Like they love this space and they are still using it. So
That,
I think,
yeah, that is a great thing that you have done. I think because small area you have created beautiful, right? Make
yeah,
interior
yeah,
and great.
yeah, yeah. So
So that
yeah,
is good.
so basically, what I did was I created the bunk area for the kids, right? So they can have the storage area and the bed and study table below the bed. So in that way, they would function. They have the separate play area, and I created the partition between the like parents and the kids room, so that they could like use the AC like in a both way, like like some money saving hacks.
Yes, of course. Yeah, they are really very happy then after getting your design. Maybe they are really very happy with their kids, with the playing thing area as well, and also the study room. That is really very helpful. Yeah, because as a parents, we have to think about the kids as well, for them and
Mm.
also for
Yeah.
ourselves to do something right, like studying thing. It should be a quiet place,
Mhm.
some of the corner of the house. So yeah, I think as you say, like the Newar culture, we have a lot of gifts, and we need to
Yeah.
keep them, right? We don't need to put it on the side. So I think like when you are talking about this, I figuring the design is really very good, I think. So yeah, that is really very great thing
Mhm.
that I just yeah
Yeah.
hear.
Yeah, it had went really well. Like they love this space, kids love this space, kids enjoyed doing their works in that space, and they had like ample of stories as well. The hack to using the small spaces is like you have to be able to use the multifunction area. Like you have to do, and like every nooks and corners should be utilized so that it's more usable. It's more like it may look more spatial that way. So it's more spacious, like such.
Yeah, that is really very good. And if you want to give three tips for maximizing the functionality of the compact homes, what will it be if in terms of your view, if you want to
Okay.
about it?
Okay. The number one hack I generally use in a very small compact area, not for the home, but we can use the same in the commercial area as well. I like to use the mirrors, like mirror tiles, mirrors. Just gives you the like quick quick illusion to have like gives you the illusion of the bigger area, bigger room, and it gives you the illusion of like spacious area. The number one hack would be the use of mirrors, right? And another hack would be the use of walls. You have to have that hanging shelves, like hanging cabinets. We can use the walls as a storage area as well. And another thing I'd like to use in a very compact area is like the multifunctional furniture, like sofa cum bed maybe, or study table with the storage, or maybe foldable dining tables, such things. Those are the things. Those are the basic things we use during designing the small spaces.
Yeah, I think that is really very good hacks that you have given. So it will be helpful for not only the new person, but everyone who wants to make their room or the area good. They can use that tips. So thank you so much for sharing that hack.
Oh, yeah, hopefully they get. Yeah, another thing I want to add is like sometimes we like to use very bright colors in our designs, right? In our rooms. What I choose to do is using a very neutral base and movable things such as cushions, bed sheets. Like we can use those movable things in a colorful way so that like this those can be changed like on the daily basis also. So those that's one of the another hack I like to use in my designs. So
Yeah, that is also good tips that like the thing that you have just said, the coloring, right? It's really
yeah,
very
yeah.
difficult to choose the colors also to make the place a little bit like brighter. Most of the thing is like how can lightening and color make special how do you think like which color is best for your anything you want to share about as we are talking about the lighting and the colors, right? So how can lighting and color make a space feel larger also, right? Sometimes.
Um, First of all, let me give you the example of colors. For the colors, sometimes we like to use very bold colors on the walls. But then within this small space, what happens is like those bold colors would take up like cut down the space or cut down this illusion of the larger space. So in that way, what I do is generally I try to take out the focus from the colors to the small movable things like I said before. Suppose like I'm sitting on the couch, right? So my couch is like basic blue color. So what I did was I added the pop of color with the cushions, right? That way I can change the cover of the cushion and I can move around or change the things around or whatever I like in the future as well, or maybe on the different laundry day, or maybe I can change the like color like covers and like change the whole like view of the room. In that way, color suppose like in a very theoretical way, color plays a huge role in interior designing. Suppose whenever we are designing a space or like hospitals or office, we tend to use cool colors which would help relax the workers, employees, and keep them cooler and more energetic. So that I try to combine neutral earthy tones and cooler temp colors in the work areas. Likewise, in the bedrooms where there are like newly married couples or some like couples that in general. So I like to use more of the warm tone colors, maybe no more neutral warm, maybe beige, brown, like a hint of reds, so that like it gives um there's a saying that colors add romance to the marriage, colors add romance to whatever like we do, right? So I try to like add in such detail to my designs as well, so that it will help the like maintain the like spice in the relationship. Like this is how that works, the colors and everything. So that's one of the thing. And as for lighting, I love to play with the lights. I love to use the like warm lights, like white lights, as for the area that we are using. So I like to use more of the aesthetic things, aesthetic colors, aesthetic tones of the lights in the furnitures, in the area, in the room. Sometimes it gives a lot of um, more of the wider illusion of the um height, maybe, or maybe it's kind of like gives you a calming tone of when while you go to the spa they have like dim lights and everything, and while you are at the like something like at the dentist they have like bright white lights. So I try to maintain those lights, maintain those criteria as well during my designs. So I hope that's helpful. Or
Yeah, one thing I just noticed when you are talking about the lights, right? In which space you are using that light, it depends upon that, right? Area, like you
yeah,
said,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
it
yeah,
depends upon that. Yeah.
yeah,
And
yeah.
about the color as well, if you choose the where you are sitting, right? For example, in the what about like if you want to put the in the kitchen, the light, what you prefer, which color of the bright light is good, or how's that? Do you want
So, okay,
thing?
okay. So for kitchen, right? For kitchen, since for the prepping area, we are using the knives, we are using the peelers, we are using like sharp things, right? So those are kind of area I try to suggest like a brighter light, like white light, brighter light, right? And when those areas are not in use, then we tend to give like a corner light or like the profile lights, which gives the light of like kind of the dim light, which just gives away the aesthetic value of the area. So in that way, suppose I think we should have prepared some pictures, right? So that I could have
Yeah,
I
it's
could
okay.
have
Yeah, that is really very good concept that you have just say. Like when it like very great idea. Like I didn't know that. That's a really very good example that you have said. Like in the kitchen, if we are using like the knives and the thing, then we should
mm,
have like a bright light, which will help
yeah,
us
yeah,
like careful on the cutting, right?
exactly, exactly,
Yeah,
exactly, exactly. Exactly. Like you don't want to like work with the dim light with the knives and everything, right? So
yes,
that's one of the things. Yeah. So
that is
basically, like very in the language of a layman, like bright light where you like generally work, right? And dim lights where you want to relax. That's the
relax.
basic layman word. Yeah.
Yeah. That is really very cool. Yeah, thank you so much, Amrita ji, for sharing that. Yeah, it
Yeah,
helps a lot
exactly.
for me and for the people who are not know anything about the designing or the anything like this thing is like very basic, but they know something from this conversation. So thank you so much for sharing that too. And
And
one, I have one question
absolutely.
like uh, so one question I want to say like, are there any must have furniture pieces or multifunctional items you recommend? uh,
The thing is, every space has different personality, as I said before. So, multifunctional furniture works in different way in different spaces. So, for example, in like since you are based in the US, like for a studio apartment, they have like Murphy beds and everything, right? That's one of the multi-purpose furniture. So if you have like like two bedroom, yeah, three bedroom apartments or anything, they have like separate beds, like king size bed, queen size bed, like they have segregated the area likewise. But then if you have the studio apartment, they have like Murphy beds and they have like pull outs, they have like folding tables. So it depends on what the function you are using for that area. So it's not particularly the same thing for everybody. It's going to be quite a different thing for
yeah, it
everyone else.
depends on the use, which type of thing you are using, or which type of thing you are on, right? It depends
Mhm.
upon that.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think I don't want to make this like an interview type conversation. I just want to share anything. Just want to know like if anybody like any person who is like just have the new house, right? If they brought a new house, right, and they want to make it interior designing like because they don't know about anything interior
Mhm,
thing, so
mhm,
they
mhm.
want to make the house like simple, sober, right, no anything like thing. So how what you want to give them the suggestion or any advice to use or to put that
Generally in Nepal, best since I'm best in Nepal, so I'm giving the example like on the basis of Nepal. So in Nepal, what happens is like first of all, there's this rule to like Noksa Pass Kone, like you have to go to the ward and like do the thing if they are making the house from the scratch. So in that case, I suggest people to hire an interior designer from the beginning, from the initial phase of the project. And another thing is, if they just bought the house, old house, and they want to renovate, then that's another scenario. I have loved doing the renovations of our clients. Um, so basically, we get the like whole structure, right? But then mm, when we are done with the project, it's completely different from what we received. So, like, we can do a before and after, like, quick before and after as well with that. So the thing is, I just want to clear one thing: hiring an interior designer is not expensive, but it's more time saving and more economic in today's day, so that they don't have to work in like they don't have to um, do double work or you know just sometimes what happens is I've seen things sometimes they just search the design from the Pinterest and they try to do it themselves, but then skills are missing, the things are missing. So in that way, if you hire the interior designers, you can save a lot of time and money as well. So that's how it's going right now. So I've done quite a few projects, renovations as well. I've done like a renovation of a building of 50 years old. So that came quite a good way.
Yeah, I think that is very, very good, right? After, before, like doing yourself and hiring the professional and doing that, it makes us very, very different. So
Yeah.
it's very,
Yeah,
very,
because approximately we can look at the technicality, we can look at the strength of the building. We can like if we are taking down the walls and everything, we can make sure that its houses are like stable and we are able to do what we like what we think of doing, right? So that's one of the things you should hire an interior designer so that you can save the time, you can save the money, and you can have the whatever dream you have for your home, right?
Yeah, it will make sense doing by yourself and hire the people like an
Mhm.
interior designer, and they will suggest as well, right? What is will be
Yeah.
good on that space. What are the common mistakes to avoid when working with the with the new space?
Hmm. Hmm. Um, um, the thing is, you sometimes doing too much is like it worsens the space, right? So the common mistake would be the colors. Like when people do the decorations by themselves, they try to incorporate all the colors, like heavy furnitures. So that should be avoided. Like sometimes what happens, they just buy off the IKEA. The sizes are so big for the room, so that like it's hard to adjust the whole space. So in that way, I think mm, furniture should be purchased according to the spaces and according to the size, and the scale should be noted as well, so that it won't look out of the place. And another thing would be, since now like trend is like we people are moving into apartments and everything, so apartment have generally a like lesser area. So in that way, I think multi-purpose furnitures are more into trend right now. So that's it.
Yeah, I think that is the main thing
Did
that we
I
need. Yeah, we need
yeah
to
did
focus
I
on, right? Yeah.
so did I answer your question, or like
Yeah,
I
yeah,
went
yeah, of course. Because it's a new house, there's a lot of big space, so they will need to fill up that space. So they will buy a lot, but after that, it looks like not good, right? Good tips that you have just gave it to the audience and for me
So
as
yeah, so when you are ordering all things off the internet or off the like store or something, measure the area. Like try to measure the area, try to get the exact sizes of the area so that those things which you are going to purchase would fit actually fit there,
well. Hmm.
not overshadow the whole space, right?
Yeah, of
That's what
course.
I'm wanna yeah.
Yeah, that is really very great thing that you have just shared. So I think a really great conversation about the interior designer and designing tips that you have give us today. You want to share anything
About the interior designing,
about the interior designing?
since we are service based industry, right? So I like to request everyone, we try to at least um, maintain the trend, study the trend, and um, like upskill our skills like on the day-to-day basis according to the like fashion, the trends, the colors. Like there are things we have to like on point on the daily basis. Sometimes if hiring a profession would be much more cheaper than doing the things on your own. So I like to request if anyone is mm, uh, thinking of getting or like new home or constructing a new home, please hire an interior designer and please take the help of those designers, or maybe get so that your space would be more beautiful, your space would be more functional, and it might sound like a more cost initially, but it will definitely help you save the money, save the time, and it can calculate the since we do everything on the like software, like 3D designs and everything. So it'll basically show the whole design of the house on a 3D renders, right? So you can completely visualize the house you desire. So that's why you should definitely hire a designer.
Yeah, if anyone who is listening or who is watching us, anyone who wants to make over their house in out of the country like Nepal, how do we connect with you?
Okay, so basically, what we do is we can do everything virtually as well. So I have had clients from Australia, from US as well. So what we basically do is we have the layouts, we have the like blueprints, right? So basically, I don't have to be there like physically, but I can help you design your home virtually as well. Like we can do, since everything we do is in the software, so we can, yeah, we can design, we can discuss and everything in the software. So virtually we can do those things, like, and it's very efficient.
Okay. So I think I will share your details, everything on the description, so that anyone who wants to connect with you, they can connect you directly, right?
Thank you so much.
Yeah, that is good. And I have a quick, the fun, rapid fire questions to you, just for a fun, like
Okay.
before we leave, right? We just have to entertain our listener too. So just want to have a quick question, like favorite space saving hack.
I like to build stories, like quick stories, wall shelves at the places and the nooks. I like to create the nooks area. That's my ultimate space saving hack.
That's great, great. And what about like the go-to palette for small rooms, like go-to palette? What you
I like to go. I'm basically into the neutral tones. So maybe like lighter beige, lighter grays, creams, like
screams?
kind of
Yeah,
those kind of, yeah, those kind of things, like neutral pastel things. That
yeah.
would be my ultimate palette.
That is really very good thing. Yeah, I think the idea that you have sharing is really very effective for everyone who is listening. So, one design trend you love and one you hate.
Okay, okay. I don't think I hate the design trend, but then sometimes I like to just see the trend on other spaces rather than my space. And the one thing I have like loved in the recent design trends would be the big windows, bigger windows. So that's also one of the things that I like to use, the use of window. Like I like to create the like window seats. I like to create the small reading corners, reading nooks around the windows. So that's one of the another thing I just love. And I think the one thing I hate about the trends is like sometimes they are like too pattern, like sometimes bold patterns are in trend, right? And those trends are not suitable for all the areas. So people just try to copy and paste those things. So sometimes, for example, like few years back, there was this trend in Nepal. So everybody has this like patterned paint on their walls. Like every house has that. Like so, I hated that trend. Like I completely hated that trend.
Yeah, yeah, that is also like they want to copy and paste, but it does not looks good on everything, right? So yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
we need to think about that before doing any like that type of
yeah,
things. So yeah, I
yeah.
think that is really very great conversation with you, Amrita ji. And just want to thank you for your time today. It was not like it was really very sweet conversation, just short and sweet conversation. And we know a lot of good things about the designing, interior designing. And thank you so much for sharing all that tips and hacks. That was really very good, and it makes me like feel like I think I need to connect with you again and again for that. So
Thank you so much, Sunita ji. Thank you for having me. Like I want to apologize for like few of the breaks in between our like conversation, but then again, this is something like impromptu thing. Like you didn't prepare, I didn't. It was just the conversation we are having, right?
yeah,
So thank you for having me.
yeah, thank you so much. And it was just a formal like not like the it was just a casual conversation. We are just talking about some of the things that you share with me, and it will help to the people who wants to hear, like who wants to implement that as well in their houses.
I
So
hope so. I
yeah.
hope whatever we talked about might help some of you guys might
Mhm.
help your listeners to like think more broadly about the new home they are planning or new home they are trying to get. So I hope it's helpful.
Yeah, I think that is really very helpful. And my motive today talking with you is to get more information from your side, because we are just want to get, we're learning things, and we are getting a lot of knowledge from your designing part as well. As
Mhm.
everybody is not perfect on everything, but yeah, thank you so much for sharing that information, the hacks, the tips that that helps a lot for the new, like for the layperson, like who wants to make their room, a small room, great. So thank you so much, everyone, and thank you so much, Amrita ji, for the time. And I want to thank anyone who wants to want to know about any designing thing. They can just connect with Amrita ji, as she is based on Nepal. If anyone who wants to connect, they can go in my description below, so that I will put her information about how you can connect with her. You want to share anything for them?
Yes. Okay. So I'll give the details to Nitaji. I have my company, Design Coacher. Basically, I give like my whole time to Design Coacher. So in that way, I have a page in Instagram as well, in LinkedIn as well. I'll share the details with Nitaji so that you can connect with me easily. I'm available on WhatsApp as well, so that it's easier, more like direct connect. I share the details with Sunitari so that she can put up the description on her channel. And that's it. I
Okay,
hope this
sure.
helps.
That is great. I will put everything information so that they can connect directly with you. And
Mhm.
yeah, I want to wrap up with a thank you note for you. Thank you for coming, and also to thank you all for hearing this beautiful conversation. Share to your family if they need anything help on the interior designing. Then you can just share this video, and they can watch it, and they can connect with Amrita ji, and they can get the help from her. So please do like, comment, and subscribe my channel.
Please like, subscribe, and what do you say?
Comment if you
Thanks
have
for saying,
anything
yeah,
like you want
yeah, okay.
to do it.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having me, Sunitari. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Have a nice day or have a nice evening. Thank you. Bye.